Hey, we got to get going here. Your phone, you need your phone? Yeah. I got your phone here. Who is John? Cheating. Dr. Ted here. I want to speak to you today about a very important topic: affairs or cheating. Having an affair is one of the leading causes of why people divorce, separate. It's very a big part of couples work. For example, about 30% of people who come to couples counseling, it's about an affair. Now, why do affairs happen? A variety of reasons. It can be that emotional disengagement, that lack of fondness. People can be, for example, working in different areas, maybe for different companies in different parts of the city, maybe requiring them to be away for weeks, for months, and then coming back together. People could have physical problems where, for example, they're trying to deal with a disease that it's really taxing them, that is really having an impact on them. They have to take a lot of medication, so that really impacts their ability to be sexual in the relationship, for example. They could be dealing with stress, anxiety. There can be also issues of just a sense of boredom, where people have been together for so many years that they're bored. But I feel one of the biggest reasons is that loss of connection, where people are somewhat disengaged, right? They're more like roommates. They're there, they're sharing things, but there's not really any kind of important content between them or any kind of meaningful conversation. So they just kind of feel distant from each other. And that can lead to a lot of things, affairs being one of them. When an affair happens, quite a few things can happen for the person, and one, it being very traumatic for them. People get married for reasons, right? To be together for the rest of their lives. And they say, I do, with the expectation of this is going to be for the rest of our lives. There's going to be nobody else. And then to have that crushed when somebody is having an affair, that's devastating, devastating. Leading to a lot of anxiety, to depression. People can become very consumed. So, for example, they could be seeing their partner, they're texting on their phone, and maybe they're smiling while they're texting on the phone, and that partner, the injured person, could be thinking, are they speaking with their lover that they told me that it was over with? So their mind runs wild, right? Be out working during the day, and then their mind goes to, is that person talking to someone else? Maybe needing their partner to contact them several times throughout the day to kind of reassure them that they're still engaged, they're still connected in this relationship. Affairs that have a combination of emotional and physical can be the most challenging to deal with because the person is hooked in different areas. And that can be more so for a woman than a man. Men can be more physical, and when that is the case, if it's more on a physical level, they can be less likely to leave the relationship. So they can come back to their marriages knowing if it's just a physical component, you could say. If a person has trust issues, self-esteem issues, what was their upbringing like? Did they have a good childhood? Were their parents cheating? Were their parents there, for example, to meet their needs, or were their parents kind of there one day, then distant? These kind of things can have an impact on the person. So when their partner is cheating, and is found out, then that can really trigger a lot of past issues, you could say. So dealing with affairs can be very tricky, but I have some very good strategies, some tips on how to deal with affairs. My first tip in dealing with an affair is an open discussion. Really kind of unpacking things, really kind of putting things out there that both people know what happened, right? Both people can fully understand what this affair was about, what was the lead up, what was maybe missing in the relationship. To really have that understanding can allow people to process things. Maybe even, for example, maybe they had kind of unrealistic expectations of the relationship. You know, maybe they thought their partner was always going to be loving and doing everything for them, and then when that didn't happen, they start maybe kind of sought out revenge by having somebody else. Number 2, having that empathy. So that can be challenging. That can be challenging, especially if you're the injured person, kind of being understanding of why your partner has had that affair. But really that is needed. And that is needed on both sides. To really kind of have that true kind of, okay, I'm hurt, I'm very angry, but I can kind of see both sides of the story here. Writing letters to each other can be an excellent strategy, where you can write out your thoughts and give it to the person. Both people can exchange letters and really kind of have that understanding of why things happened, and really kind of to process things. Number 3, forgiveness. We have to move forward here, right? Thinking of ways to maybe revenge on the person or guilt trip the person, that will not kind of create a transition, you could say, where we're, okay, we had this affair, we're trying to move beyond it. We really need to learn forgiveness, learn to put aside things so that we can really move forward in the relationship for the family, for example. Number 4, really looking at ourselves and our contributions to this. This includes the person who's been injured. Having them really look at their own selves, right? They may think, well, me, you're the person who went and had the affair, but it takes 2 to tango sometimes. And really kind of looking at your contribution, and your person may not even be aware of it. They could not really think about the impact of their working maybe 12, 14 hours a day. They're kind of maybe engaging in their hobbies, which kind of took up a lot of their time, maybe raising in the family, and how that didn't make the relationship a priority. So we really need people to look at it and look at it from their side, and to really kind of, again, process that. So there's a real clear understanding from both sides. Now, number 5 is looking at the bigger picture here. And the bigger picture can be a little bit of a history lesson. Why did you get together with the person, right? What drew you to them? What was the love, right? What was the attraction? What would you miss if they weren't in your life anymore? How would you move forward? Have there been challenges before in the relationship? How did you deal with them? Were you able to move through them? Are there issues that when the affair were happening, maybe you were caught up with something else? For example, the work example, maybe you were too busy at work and you got caught up, and that caused things to happen. So really taking the time to have open discussions about the affair, to really process things, to kind of deal with things on that emotional level, to help people really kind of, how can we move forward here? What can be, again, marriage number 2, relationship number 2. Very important. If you like this content and you found this video useful, please give me a like, some comments about it, because this is a very important topic, and sad to say a lot of people endure these things, and the upheaval, how it causes families to break apart. We'd like to hear that, how maybe you dealt with it. How did you process things? And please share this video with others who may be going through different aspects of their relationship that could be including an affair that they're going through and they need some help. So, Dr. Ted out, wishing you good mental health, and see you in the next video. That's John. Your cousin's a real joker. Got me again. Remember, always look at everything, all the parts of the story before you make any judgments.